Hello, I'm Food Daniel. Here are my predictions for the WFA Week 6 games to be played on May 6th. First, brief comments about some of the remarkable games from last week, from April 29th. The Maine Mayhem beat the Connecticut Hawks 13-6. That was closer than I expected. Good job by the Hawks keeping it competitive. Flint City Riveters beat the Cincinnati Sizzle 18-0. Just days after I said Cincinnati Sizzle are frontrunners to win Division III, they go ahead and get shut out by the Flint City Riveters. First ever win by the Riveters. Well done. I understand the Sizzle did have a couple players suspended due to that brawl they had the week before. Don't know how much of a difference it made. I'd imagine it might have made some difference, but okay. Of course, Chicago Force beat the DC Divas 28-21. And I predicted it would be much more decisive for Chicago than that. I'm glad to see the Divas kept it close. But it doesn't change my feelings about the Tier 1 championship one bit. I still think Chicago's going to have it. Oh, yeah. What else we got here? Minnesota Vixens shut out the Kansas City Titans 41-0. I predicted the Titans to win. Boy, the Vixens proved my dumb ass wrong, didn't they? Hee. Seattle Majestics beat the Southern Oregon Lady Renegades 18-0. Okay, I said the Majestics were going to win. I said it wouldn't be by just 9 points like last time. Okay, it was by only 18 points. So the Renegades' defense, is pretty nifty, yeah. Central Cal War Angels beat the San Diego Surge 44-7. As you've seen posted several times, that's the first time the Surge have ever lost a home game. And to lose by that much, wow. War Angels are tough. Tough. And the Rocky Mountain Thundercats beat La Muerte de las Cruces 22-7 in the inaugural home game for Las Cruces. And the big story there isn't so much the score, it was the attendance. There were 1,000 people there. That's fantastic. In a town of 100,000 people. You bring 1% of your town's population to a game, doesn't sound like much, but that's excellent. Well done to Las Cruces and their fans, yes. And now, predictions for the Week 6 games. DC Divas, the Boston Renegades. Well, we're in the rare spot of expecting the Divas to lose a third straight game. Hard to say. Renegades beat them once, but it was close enough that I'm not sure if it really says anything about this game. I'll predict Boston to win. That can go either way. I do expect it to be close, too. That's a marquee matchup for sure. As it always is when the Divas and Renegades collide. Baltimore Nighthawks to Philadelphia Phantoms. Sorry I'm moving the camera around so much. I don't know why. I just can't get comfortable. Okay, Baltimore Nighthawks at the Philadelphia Phantoms. And what have these two teams done? Okay, while the slow-ass computer is taking its time getting going, let me bump ahead to the next game. I'll come back to that. New York Knockout at the New England Nightmare. Okay, the Knockout, I don't believe they scored a point all season, while the Nightmare, I think they've scored 1 or 2 touchdowns. I'll predict the Nightmare, but I could be wrong. That'll be a good, scrappy, low-scoring game. But yeah, I'll predict the Nightmare. Okay. Nighthawks and the Phantoms. Okay, the Phantoms and the Nighthawks met in Week 3, and the Phantoms beat them 52-7. Okay. It'd be silly not to predict the Phantoms to win again. I mean, they beat them 52-7 in Baltimore. Now they're in Philadelphia, and yeah, I expect Philadelphia to win simply because they beat them pretty badly last time. Connecticut Hawks, the Montreal Blitz. The Blitz got that game. They'll win. Hampton Roads Lady Gators, the Keystone Assault. I expect the Lady Gators to win. I know the Assault, their roster is very, very small. And, I think the Gators will be able to win. I might be mistaken, but that might be the Lady Gators' first ever road win. I think. I'm not sure. Here's an interesting one. Cleveland Fusion at the New York Sharks. Okay, for the past couple years, we've enjoyed the road trips where Boston, D.C., Chicago would travel across the time zones to face each other. But now we have the Cleveland Fusion doing the same, traveling from Ohio to New York. Very good. Hope that keeps up. Hope other teams start doing that. What's going to happen here? Hard to say. I feel good about Cleveland, but I could easily be wrong. I just love when you get these matchups of teams that don't have any common opponents. That's fun stuff. Or maybe they do have a common opponent. Nah, hell with it. I think Cleveland will win. There. Columbus Comets at West Michigan Mayhem. You know I love my Comets. And I'm feeling good about my Comets. I think they're going to win this game. Oh, yeah. Now, one thing I only just now noticed a couple minutes ago is that the St. Louis Slam, who I still expect to win the Tier 2 championship, they're in the Western Conference this year, not the Eastern Conference like last year. Which makes you wonder, okay, who's going to be the top team in the Eastern Conference to go to the championship game against St. Louis? It could well be Columbus. Columbus is looking real good. Might be them. Keep your eyes on them, yes. Flint City Riveters at the Detroit Dark Angels. This could be a fun game. Have they played each other? Oh, for God's sake, this thing takes forever. Let me skip ahead to the next one and come back. Indy crashed the Madison Blaze. Hard to say about this one. But I feel good about the Blaze. Yeah, so I'll say the Blaze will win. Okay, my computer doesn't want to cooperate, so hell with it. Flint City Riveters, Detroit Dark Angels. I expect the Dark Angels to hold on for the win. It'll be real close. It'll be real low scoring. But yeah. Okay, Atlanta Phoenix at Carolina Phoenix. Okay, as I said before, loser, change your name. And whoever loses this game, for the rest of the season, I'm going to refer to that team as the Pohoenix instead of the Phoenix. That's just silly. You have two teams with the same name who play against each other. Twice in the regular season, no less. I mean, the CFL has at least a fig leaf cop-out because they're two Rough Rider teams. One of them, Rough Riders, is one word, and the other, it's two words. No such excuse here. What's going to happen? I expect Atlanta to win. But it will be interesting. You know, Atlanta's the best team in the Southeast. Carolina's the best Tier 2 team in the Southeast. So, Atlanta will win, but I don't think Carolina's going to embarrass themselves. Oh, finally. Flint City Riveters and Detroit Dark Angels did play each other on opening day, and the Dark Angels won 26-12. So, okay, my prediction, the Dark Angels will win. Seems a little less silly than it did a couple minutes ago. Music City Misfits at the Cincinnati Sizzle. Okay, they played each other in Week 2, and Cincinnati won 36-8. No reason to expect the Sizzle won't win again, especially if those suspended players are back from suspension. I don't know if they are or not, but if they are, oh yeah, Cincinnati will win. Yeah. Okay, the South Carolina Smash are hosting a team from the WFA. I have no idea which team that is, so I'm afraid I can't say. But good luck to both teams. Have a good fun time of it. Yeah. Tampa Bay Inferno at the Miami Fury. When they played each other earlier in the year, I do believe Tampa Bay won. Let me confirm that. Yes, Tampa Bay won 24-21. Excellent. Two best teams in Florida. That's a can't miss game. I'm going to predict Tampa Bay will win again. But could easily be wrong because it will be close. Jacksonville Dixie Blues at the Orlando Anarchy. Yeah, these are two teams going in opposite directions. This is the best season the Anarchy have ever had, and it's looking like the worst season Jacksonville has ever had. Still, Jacksonville, they lost handily to Tampa Bay and Atlanta, but in both games they did get a couple touchdowns, and then they lost a very close game to Miami where they got a couple touchdowns. I'm going to predict Orlando to win this, but it could be close. It could be close. I predict Orlando. Yeah. Okay, Daytona Wave Runners win by forfeit over the Central Florida Shine. St. Louis Slam win by forfeit of the Nebraska Stampede. It's just as well they would have won anyway. Here's a game that'll be interesting, at least for a while. The Minnesota Vixen at the Chicago Force. Okay, the Vixen, we were already impressed by the Vixen. I mean, defending conference champs of IWFL last year. And last week, they beat a Tier 1 team handily. They beat Kansas City 41-0. They're not going to beat the Chicago Force 41-0, and they're not going to beat the Chicago Force at all. No shame, because nobody will. Chicago will win that game. But Minnesota might keep it closer than anybody expects. Especially after DC Divas did exactly that last week. Acadiana Zydeco at the Austin Outlaws. I expect Austin to win this. They already... In week 2, Austin beat Acadiana 46-42. That's fantastic. A Godzillion slugfest with no defense at all. I expect Austin to win this one too. It seems like Acadiana is in rebuild mode, I suppose. Arkansas Wildcats, the Arlington Impact. They played each other in week 2 and Arlington won 30-14. I remember saying at the time I was surprised it was that close. I think Arlington will win this one, and I think it won't be that close. Portland Shockwave at Everett Rain. Portland will win. Southern Oregon Lady Renegades at Tacoma Trauma. That'll be very interesting. I'm going to predict Southern Oregon will win that game. That'll be close. And I think it'll be low scoring too. I can imagine neither team will score more than 20 points in that game. It'll be close. And I will be at their rematch in Southern Oregon in a couple weeks. Mile High Blaze, the Rocky Mountain Thundercats. Well, the Thundercats are looking real good as a Division III team because they beat the Utah Blitz, then they beat La Muerte de las Cruces. Both of them were close games, and Rocky Mountain showed they can win close games, but not against Mile High. They played Mile High in week 2. Mile High won 63-0. Mile High is one of the better Division II teams, and they'll win this one. Mile High will, yes. Santa Fe Dukes versus an IWFL team. I don't know who that is. Who would it be? Austin Yellow Jackets or something? I don't know, but I'm afraid I can't predict because I don't know who. Pacific Warriors to Sin City Trojans. I expect the Pacific Warriors to win this one. Have they played each other this year? No, this is their only matchup this year. But if you go by common opponent, the Warriors lost by 1 point to San Diego, while Sin City lost by a couple dozen points to San Diego. So, again, using that imperfect metric, I expect Pacific Warriors to win. Kern County Crusaders, the San Diego Surge. Gruesome win for the San Diego Surge. And finally, the game I'll be attending. Inland Empire Ravens at the Central Cal War Angels. Gruesome win for the Central Cal War Angels. Yes, indeed. They played each other last year when the Ravens were the West Coast Lightning, and it was something like 70-0. Which makes some of you ask why I'm even bothering going to this game. Well, because it's the only game that's close by. And it's the only chance I get in the regular season to see the War Angels. I'll probably see them in the playoffs, though. And that completes my predictions for Week 6 of the WFA season. Thank you.